going on, Jeromes? So the Minnesota Fighting Vikings and Pro Football Focus are frenemies, as it were. As you know, PFF, they're still seemingly part of the national media jabroni haircuts, although they're supposed to be objective with their analytics and whatnot, or subjective. Either way. But every time we talk about PFF, it gives me a chance to use our favorite meme. So whatever. Jan Maas. But I did not make any mistakes. Only you played poorly. And then we gave you a 55 grade. All that stuff. But they put out bold predictions for every team in the league this season. And for the Vikings, some of them are good, some of them not so good. So diving on in. Number one, Christian Dareus makes All-Pro at left tackle. Now, for me, Christian Dareus has all the talent in the world. I think that given his size, given his strength, given his agility, I think that he is truly special. I love his demeanor. I love the fact that he's gotten better every season. Injury sort of derailed, concussion sort of derailed his progress last year. But I think that in year three, he will grow and show into one of the best young left tackles in the game. I think that he is ready for an Andrew Thomas-esque leap this season, and I think that he truly is Trent Williams 2.0. Pro Football Focus wrote, Christian Dareus broke out a season ago and may have had a solid all-pro case if concussions hadn't kept him out of 3 games. I just said that. I posted a 90.3 overall PFF grade, trailing only Trent Williams. I also said that. And was dominant as a run blocker. He didn't allow a sack until he ran to Micah Parsons in week 11, and he looks to still be improving. Now, part of that Cowboys game, which allegedly was 40-3, and really padded the Vikings' point differential for last year. But Dareus, he wasn't right after the Bills game, and you could tell that he wasn't the same guy. So he probably should have had that game off. And maybe he was pushed through concussion protocol a little bit too quickly, or maybe he pushed himself a little bit too quickly. But either way, that was not prime Christian Dareus that took the field against the Cowboys. Sort of is what it is. With another small step, Dareus will be one of the best linemen in the game. And I think that they're absolutely right on that. I think the Vikings and Ricky Spielman absolutely caught a falling star at 23 in 2021 when they traded down for 14 with the Jets, who took AVT, and also the Raiders taking Alex Leatherwood. For that, we thank you. And I'm really fired up about Dareus. I loved him at Virginia Tech. I love what he's doing here with the Vikings. And all the offensive line issues that the Vikings had last year, Dareus, when he was in the lineup, was not one of them. And then prediction number 2, Jordan Addison makes a strong offensive rookie of the year case. Each year there are players in the draft community overthinks because of measurables. Jordan Addison has stood out as the best receiver on the field at 2 different schools during his college career, but he posted pedestrian measurables and average time speed. He slipped deep into the first round, yet has been consistently proving that elite play translates well throughout training camp and preseason. Addison averaged at least 2.9 yards per route in each of his last 2 years in college. Expect him to produce right away with Justin Jefferson taking the bulk of defense's attention. And even though a lot of people want to poo-poo on the Vikings and Addison, saying that they lucked out or they settled for Addison after the run of receivers in the back end of the first round with JSN, Quentin Johnson, and Zay Flowers going ahead of him, I don't think that's true. Where Addison, for me, was right up there with JSN as a 1A, 1B situation, and Addison does what the Vikings, wide receivers 2-3s last year, kind of struggled to do, and that is get open and attack at all 3 levels of the defense. And Addison, even though he didn't test the greatest, especially in speed and size and agility and whatnot, and though yes, people poo-pooed his 4.9 speed, but the whole thing with the speeding ticket, it's too easy. But again, I think people really overthought it because the way that he produced at Pitt, the way that he won the Blitnikoff Award at Pitt, the way that he made Kenny Pickett, small hand smells like cabbage, into a first-round pick and was the wingman for Caleb Williams last year at USC, it really is amazing. And the fact that he showed that he is an inside-outside capable receiver, also the way that he cleaned up some of the drop issues he had at Pitt, he did great at USC last year. I think that he truly is going to be a solid receiver. And like we said before, he is my pick to be the rookie Triple Crown winner. So leading all rookie receivers in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. I think that he's going to have just a ball opposite of Justin Jefferson, and I think he's going to have a big-time year. Even though KJ is obviously going to get his, I do think that Kevin O'Connell is going to work him into the game plan quite a bit, and he's going to have a phenomenal rookie year and phenomenal career in purple opposite of JJ. And lastly, so number 3, the defense remains a bottom-tiered unit. Changing schemes will likely help the Vikings defense, regardless of what is changing to. Such was the rut the unit got into in 2022. It won't, however, completely paper over the significant cracks in personnel that have emerged. The Vikings cornerback room looks like one of the weakest in the league on paper. That's why they don't play games on paper, because it would rip. And the Vikings, and they need a huge bounce back year from Danielle Hunter or a true breakout from Marcus Davenport for the defensive line not to be a weakness. They may improve, but it's tough to see how it can take a huge leap. Well, cornerback room is going to be fine. It's going to be good to go with Murph and Evans and Blackman. And I do believe that Danielle Hunter is going to have a major season under Brian Flores' tutelage. So here's what Flores reacts to, reading that PFF prediction. Get out of here. And, maybe they are right. Maybe it is a bottom third unit, but guess what? They're going to get after it. They're going to cause turnovers. They're going to wreak havoc. They're going to end drives. They're going to get sacks. They're going to cause pressure. They're going to make offensive coordinators have a little bit of sleepless nights the week leading up to the Vikings game. That's what's going to happen. And how the Vikings defense doesn't need to turn into the Steel Curtain or the 2000 Ravens or the 85 Bears anytime soon. But if they can be competitive, if they can not fold, if they can just not sit back and watch life happen to them like the defense last year, it's going to benefit them. And it could be a spot too where it's sort of like the 06 Colts, where the offense is putting up points and putting the other team's offense behind the 8 ball, and they got to play catch up and they get one-dimensional, and all of a sudden those 06 Colts, Freedy and Mathis, undersized defensive ends, they get a little bit live off the edge, and all of a sudden it's happy days for Dungy's defense. And I think same thing could happen with Flores' defense, where maybe the Vikings offense gets them out to a 10, 14, 17 point lead, and all of a sudden it's yum time for Brian Flores' company. So I think that even though I get what they're saying, I agree with the premise. Like, maybe the Vikings defense clocks in at like 18, 19, whatever, but I don't agree with how they got there. I think that the young, I think this defense is young, they're fast, they're hungry, and they're going to get after it. And I don't believe it's like, oh, they lost Kendricks, oh, they lost Patrick Peterson, oh, they lost Diesel Dalvin. No, I don't think that those are losses in general. Same thing with Dareus Smith. But overall, I mean, I'm buying the Dareus prediction. Same thing with Addison, the defense. So we'll say 2 out of 3 ain't bad with the Vikings frenemies, Pro Football Focus. But your thoughts are thoughts. Going over Pro Football Focus's bold predictions for the 2023 Vikings. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts and their thoughts in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.